12 weeks ago I had an oophorectomy by laparoscopy to remove my right ovary, and these are the exercises that I did in the first 1 or 2 weeks after that surgery before I was able to get back into a bit more exercise. It took a while longer before I was into my normal exercise routine, but these are the exercises that I did in the first 1 or 2 weeks once I felt able. Before you even start looking at these, really you need to start walking, because that's going to help get rid of the gas that may have been put into your stomach if you have a laparoscopy, and whatever abdominal surgery you had. Walking will just start to get your digestion moving, will help if you've got any constipation, because this whole area can feel very sensitive afterwards. So as well as doing some walking, when you feel up to it, you can start with these exercises. And the first exercises you can do lying in bed. So if you're just looking at this video just to see what's going to be coming up, you can do the first few exercises lying down in bed, on the sofa, and then gradually as you feel able to, as the days go by, you can start to add more of these exercises in. So, if you're sitting on a chair, let's try and make sure that you're sitting all the way back up against the back of the chair and feel both of your sit bones evenly weighted in towards the chair as well. So we can just be starting to work on our posture. Because where we've had surgery in this area, our complete inclination is to protect it. And also there isn't any strength there. So it's very easy for us to collapse down. So if it's uncomfortable for you to start sitting up at this stage, then don't worry, just be sitting comfortably. But if you can and you're on a chair, see now if you can start to get the back of your pelvis against the back of the chair, your bottommost ribs against the back of the chair, and both of your shoulder blades. And if you feel those points moving away, don't worry about it, don't stress, but just see if you can bring those points back. And as you keep repeating this class, these things will all start to get easier and feel more natural for you, and that's the point. So, we're going to start with a breathing exercise. So, our diaphragm, we can only get to through breathing, and just getting our rib cage moving is going to connect us to our abdominals, connect us to our pelvic floor, and it's also going to start to relieve some of our shoulders as well, which if you've had a laparoscopy, you may be feeling that you've got some pain in your shoulders or in your mid-back, which is probably from the gas that they use to fill up your abdominals so that they were able to see all of your internal organs more clearly. So if it's comfortable for you, lying down or sitting up, place the heel of your hand just to the outsides of your ribs and bring your fingertips around. Try and relax through your shoulders, and as I say, you want to feel even through your sit bones if you're sitting up, and try and feel the back of the body against the chair. We're going to breathe in through our nose, feeling the rib cage expand and the tummy rise, and you're going to hold your breath. And then you're going to inhale, see if there's more expansion, which there will be, and then you're going to exhale gently through your mouth to feel the rib cage and the tummy falling back down. So on every inhale, your rib cage will expand, your tummy will rise, and on every exhale, you'll feel your tummy gently fall and your rib cage closing down. So, breathing in through your nose, hold, breathe in more, and then exhaling fully forward. Breathing in through your nose, hold your breath, breathe in some more, and now let's exhale for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Breathe in through your nose, hold, breathe in, feel the rib cage expand even more, and exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Breathing in through your nose, hold, breathe in some more, and breathing out 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We'll do 4 more. Inhale through your nose, hold, inhale more, and exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Breathe in through your nose, hold your breath, inhale some more, and exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. 2 more of those. Inhale through your nose, hold your breath, try and stay against the back of the chair if you're on one. Inhale some more, and exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Last one. Breathe in through your nose, hold, breathe in some more, And exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And then just bring your arms down by your side. So you can continue that breath. What's good with the breath hold and then the increase in the inhale is that it just helps to start to stretch out these ribs a little bit more. And personally, I haven't had a C-section, but after my laparoscopy, I could feel that all of my abdominal muscles were just tight. And so now we're going to do a little abdominal massage just around the ribs. So we're not going to touch anywhere where there will be any stitches. So I'm going to lift up my top so you can see. But I found that you want ideally to be underneath your ribs here, so it's pliable. That then means that it's easy for you to breathe and for your rib cage to move and expand and for it to close back down. So just starting just where your ribs start to come together, just gently, because it was quite painful for me just placing some touch here. But just gently start to massage around that area and then gradually just move your fingertips further down, staying really close and underneath your ribs. See if you can come further down. So as I say, for me it was really painful and I wouldn't have been able to have pressed in as deeply as I'm able to now. So just go really gently and just know, so I'm now 12 weeks after my laparoscopy. So just know that over time, it will get easier, but it should be as this pliable that you can get your fingertips underneath. So if it's not, this is going to be inhibiting your breathing, which is going to be inhibiting your pelvic floor, which is going to be inhibiting your abdominal muscles. So this is the first thing to start to try and release off. So we're just going to do a few more times moving up. So as I say, for me to begin with, I was literally just gently putting some pressure on. And do that once more, travelling down the inside of those ribs. As I say, as much pressure as feels comfortable, because for me it felt quite bruised. Come all the way down, and then gradually coming up. And what you can do is, you can try doing this before and after a breathing exercise, and then doing that same breathing exercise again. And what you'll feel is, because you've loosened up those muscles, you'll actually have more capacity to inhale and exhale. So you can just gently do that whenever it feels good for you, or just when you repeat this class. Okay, so now we're going to make sure, now we are going to be sitting in the chair, so make sure that you feel both of these sit bones evenly weighted into the chair. Now if you are going to try and get the back of your pelvis against the chair, bottommost ribs and the back of the shoulders, you're going to try and get a sense of lift up the chair. So this in itself, with your stitches, is going to feel like a slight stretch. Your feet are onto the floor and they're hip distance apart. Arms just down by your side, trying to stay against the chair. You're going to breathe in and lift up all 10 of your toes, but you're going to try not to roll into the big toe. You're going to try not to roll out to the little toe. You're going to keep the base of your big toe to your little toe planted into the floor, the heels into the floor, and just lift the toes. And then keep the toes long as you exhale and place the back down. So staying back against the chair on an inhale, lift all 10 of your toes. And you'll feel a sense of lift through the front of your body. And then exhale, keep that lift as you place the toes down. Inhale, all 10 toes pick up. And exhale to lower. We'll do 4 more. Inhale, all 10 toes lift. And exhale, place them down. And we're still keeping big toe to base of the big toe to base of the little toe down into the floor. And 2 more of those. Inhale, lift the toes. And exhale to lower. Last one, inhale, all 10 toes lift, and exhale, place them all back down. Now from here, keep all 10 toes down, and as you breathe in, lift both of your heels, really making sure that still the base of the big toe and the base of the little toe are into the floor. And then as you exhale, think about going taller as you press the heels down evenly into the floor. So they both arrive at the same time. Inhale, lift both of the heels up. And then exhale, pressing the heels back down. 6 more of these. Inhale, the heels lift. Exhale, press them down. As you lift the heels up, try and lift them in line with your sit bones and keep all 10 toes at the base of those big toes down into the floor. Inhale to lift. Exhale, keep back against the chair and growing taller as the heels press. Find the lift as you lift the heels up. Keep the lift as you press the heels down. Last 2. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Last one, inhale, lift the heels. Exhale, press the heels down. Now from here, keep the heels lifted for me. And then bring the heels together. So the knees turn out and your thighs turn out slightly in your hips. Keep the heels together for me. And exhale, press the heels back down to the floor. Keep the heels together and inhale, lift the heels up. All 10 toes still stay down. Exhale, press the heels down. Inhale, the heels lift up. And exhale to lower. And we'll do 5 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Those heels stay tight together. Press together as you lift the heels up. Press together as you place them down. Last 3. Inhale, lift. And exhale to lower. Back of the pelvis still against the chair. Bottommost ribs still against the chair. Both shoulder blades still against the chair. Inhale, lift the heels. And exhale, lower. This time, keep the heels lifted. So your feet are slightly in front of you. And your spine is up against the chair. So you're not going to press down. I want you to press slightly forwards and down. As you breathe out, press into all 10 toes to push the ground away and almost lift yourself and press yourself back against the back of the chair. Now keep yourself lifted and against the chair as you inhale and just gently release that pressing forwards and down and through your feet. So exhale, press the toes forwards and away. Inhale, gently release. Exhale, press the ground forwards and away from you, and then release. So the direction is a slight diagonal, and then release. Exhale, press, stay against the back of the chair, stay against the back of the chair as you release. 3 more, exhale, press, and inhale, release. And you'll hopefully feel your abdominals lengthening, your ribs lifting off your hips very gently as you press down and you stay against the chair. And now your job is to keep that as you release the pressure through your feet. Last one. Exhale, press the feet down. And then inhale, release. Now press the heels down to the floor. Open the feet back to hip distance apart. Now pick up all 10 of your toes. So your back base of the big toe to base of the little toe into the floor. Same idea. So it's not down with the feet, it's slightly forwards and down with the feet, working on that diagonal. So you're back up against the chair. Exhale, press into the base of your big toes and your heels to push the ground forwards and away. Keep lifted against the chair and inhale, release. Exhale, press forwards and down, and inhale, release. So again, as you press down and forwards, you'll find that lift. And then your job is to keep it as you release. 5 more. Exhale, press forwards and down, inhale, release. And this was plenty of stretch for me in these abdominals in those first few days. Exhale, press. And inhale, release. Last 3. Exhale, press. And this idea of the lift, we want that all of the time. Exhale, press. And then release. Last 1. Exhale, press. And then release. Place all 10 of your toes down into the floor. Now lift the heels back up, keeping the lift through the spine. And now we're going to do walking. Press the right heel, the left heel stays still. And then switch them over. So now as you go from one side to the other, you're still keeping both sit bones evenly weighted in towards the chair, and you're still staying lengthened and lifted, ribs up off of your hips and your spine back up against the chair. Breathing nice and naturally for me. And then the next time that your left heel is pressed down and the right heel is lifted, that's your last, lift both heels and press your heels back down in towards the floor. Now try and stay lifted back against the chair. Bring your left ear to your left shoulder and centre, right ear to the right shoulder and centre. The weight is staying even across both of your sit bones. And as you bring your left ear to the left shoulder, your right shoulder stays still. And as your right ear goes to your right shoulder, your left shoulder stays still. And we'll do 3 more of these to each side, just stretching out the neck. And then last ones of these to each side when you come back from the right, stay in centre. Now draw your chin away from your chest up to the ceiling. Take your chin over to the left, across your left shoulder, across your chest to the right, and back up. Do 3 more circles in this direction, keeping your shoulder blades against the back of the chair, your bottommost rib against the back of the chair and the back of your pelvis. And now reverse. Take your chin to the right shoulder, across your chest to the left, and back up. 3 more in this direction, still trying to keep your ribs lifted off your hips. Because where we're protecting these areas, as I say, it's very easy to collapse in towards your hips. Make this the last, and your chin is up to the ceiling. Bring your chin back to your chest, up to the ceiling, back to your chest, and slowly decrease and come to a stop where you're even and your chin is parallel to the floor. Let's just start with some shoulder circles backwards. So now your head is staying still as you move your shoulders. And as you circle, again, try not to collapse down into your hips. Try and keep the ribs lifted off your hips and your back against the chair. And then reverse in the direction. And just that action in itself is going to give you some stretch and help to stretch out the scar tissue as well as starting to stretch out your abdominals gently. Make this the last one. Now from here, as you breathe in, lift the arms as high as is comfortable and stretch the arms away from you if you can to shoulder height. And then exhale, grow taller as you press the arms into the chair. Inhale, reach to lift the arms up, and then exhale to press the arms into the chair. 3 more. Inhale to lift to the side, and exhale to press. So as you lift the arms up, lift the ribs up off your hips, and keep that space as you press the arms into the chair. Last one. Inhale to lift, and exhale into the chair. Now from here, breathing, go in front of you to shoulder height if you can. Exhale, press back towards your hips. Inhale, lift forward. So the weight is staying even across both feet. It's staying even across both sit bones. You're keeping that lift and space between your ribs and your hips. And you're keeping your spine against the chair. There's a lot going on. And then we'll do the last one. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Now, you can either repeat one or either of those if that felt comfortable for you. Otherwise, we're going to try and make the range of movement slightly bigger. So we're going to exhale this time and reach the arms up. And see if you can get the arms as close to your ears as you can, without your head coming forward or collapsing into your neck. Use the lift of your arms to lift your ribs up off your hips. And then inhale, stretch wide to circle the arms. We'll do 4 more. Exhale to lift the arms up. Inhale to stretch wide and circle. Breathing out to lift the arms up. And you're still trying to keep the back of the pelvis, the bottommost ribs, and your shoulder blades against the chair. And last one, exhale, lifting the arms up, finding that stretch, and inhale to circle. And then either repeat either the other one of these, if that felt comfortable for you. Now, exhale, raise just the right arm up, stay as even as you can across the sit bones. Inhale, arms across your chest, exhale, left arm up, right arm down. In front of your chest on the inhale and exhale. So now you're still trying to keep that lift of your ribs off your hips on both sides. So if the arm that lowers, that side doesn't collapse and the other side stretches. Both sides stay lifted and long for you. And other side, let's do 2 more to each side. Right arm up, left arm down. Inhale, center, left arm up. And this may well be enough side bend for you as well at the moment, just doing a single arm lift. And then left arm, we'll do 1 more to each side, reaching that right arm up. Just hold it there for a second. Try and get as even as you can down both sides of the waist, and then back to center. Last time, left arm up and just hold it there for a second, and then lower that arm back down for you. Good. And then from here, we're going to come off of the chair. So I'm going to turn my chair to face away from you. And so now again, feet hip distance apart. Just place your hands onto the chair. So the inclination with these squats is going to want to be that you send your bum behind you. But the whole point of this is to try and get an idea of sending our tailbones to our heels. Where we have stitches in the front of us and we don't feel we have any abdominal strength, it's very easy to go into this lordosis, and this just starts to happen. So actually, for me, a stretch in itself was just the idea that my tailbone has to be going towards my heels, which then opens up my hips, and then already I can feel stretching. Now, 12 weeks on, I can't, but in that first week, this was enough stretch. So if it is just holding this position, absolutely fine. Otherwise, if you can, keep sending your tailbone to your heels. You're going to lift your heels up for me. So all 10 toes into the floor. Now, as I say, you're going to want to lean back this way as you squat. What I want you to do is send your knees towards your chair, and it will almost feel like you're travelling on a diagonal forwards again. You're trying to send your tailbone towards your heels. So just a mini squat, then press your heels down, trying not to bob up. Keep your heels down and send your tailbone to your heels. as you breathe straighten the legs. So we're going to inhale, lift the heels up, keep all 10 toes down. Exhale, you go slightly diagonal into this squat so that your spine stays lifted. Inhale, press the heels down, and then exhale back to stand. Inhale, lift the heels up. Exhale, go into that mini squat. Inhale, press the heels down. Exhale, tailbone to your heels as you come back to stand. 3 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale into that mini squat. Press the heels down and back to stand. So my thinking was we'll do 2 more. If I'm able to walk, then I'm able to start doing these little exercises. And these little exercises are going to help actually with my walking, because it's going to help get my pelvis in the right place. Last time, tailbone stays to your heels and back to stand. And now we're going to reverse. So again, resisting the idea that your tailbone goes behind your heels. So we go into the mini squat. So again, it's a slight diagonal, sending the tailbone to our heels. Then lift the heels up, try and keep the heels in line with your sit bones. Keep all 10 toes down and lift yourself up tall, keep sending the tailbone to your heels. And then press the heels to the floor. Mini squat, lift the heels up, come up to stand, and press the heels down. Mini squat, lift the heels, push up to stand, sending the tailbone to your heels, and back down with the heels. 2 more. Mini squat, keep the heels in line with the sit bones, send the knees forwards, push up tall, press the heels down. Last one. Mini squats, this is all good for strengthening your feet, your ankles, your legs, and as I say, starting to gently stretch this whole abdominal area. And then that's it for today. Just give your arms a little shake out, you can give your legs a little shake out, and well done, good work.